KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adahi Hitano program, proud supporters of the Give Us a Moment Island Pride Beautification event. Cars Plus reminds you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads Up Guam, McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Starting now on Primetime, Guam sees its largest number of COVID-19 cases in a month, prompting the governor to extend the public health emergency declaration. Plus, with a surge of positive cases and out of concern for the community, the reopening of tourism has been postponed. And after 34 years of service to the government, Public Health Director Linda Umpinko Denorsi is set to retire next week. Hafade and good evening, friends. I'm Jason Salas, and thank you for streaming or watching us on a huge day of island news as the public health emergency has been extended another 30 days and the reopening of our island's tourism industry has been pushed back until further notice. Governor Lulian Guerrero made that announcement today on Facebook, citing the spike in 14 COVID cases last night and another 2 positive cases reported just this morning.
As a result of an increased testing, we expect to increase positive cases, and that's exactly what is happening.
The governor says more than 11,000 people have been tested. There are now 63 active cases. There have been 247 confirmed positives and 179 recoveries.
I am alarmed and I'm concerned of the increases that we are seeing over the last couple of days. As a result of that, to continue to be cautious and to continue to be conservative and to continue to make sure that we protect our community, I am pushing back on Guam's reopening date of our tourist industry.
Notices of the delay have been sent to the Guam Visitors Bureau's marketing offices in Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, but the governor did not specify a new date for reopening. Meanwhile, she appealed to the public to continue to observe social distancing protocols.
I just also want to plead and urge you as we have lifted restrictions and as we see more mobility, people out in the community, to please protect yourselves, protect your family, protect your friends, protect our community by wearing your mask, so adhering to social distancing, washing your hands, sanitizing. We must continue to be very vigilant and very diligent in making sure that we use these preventive measures to protect our people.
The governor has scheduled a news conference for tomorrow at 1 p.m. She plans to provide an update on quarantine protocol and the status of COVID-19. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Now, as an aside, NBC News is reporting that with the noted increase of 410% in the past 2 weeks, Guam is currently the U.S. territory with the highest rate of coronavirus cases. And with a new spike in COVID cases comes a hospitalization, as GNMH Administrator Lillian Posadas tells KUAM News. A 61-year-old COVID-19 positive man was admitted to Guam's only public hospital on Thursday. Here is more on that interview that we had with our Chris and Sabrina with Lillian on containing COVID this morning.
Came in yesterday, sometime late morning, and from one of the clinics in the community. And so he is COVID positive, and so therefore is in our facility in the Care 3 COVID unit. He's stable. He came in manifesting some respiratory symptoms, and so, he needed to be hospitalized. He needed the medical treatment. So he is stable in the COVID care unit.
Posadas also reiterated that the recent surge is proof positive that Guam needs to keep its guard firmly up.
Protect yourself, protect the community. We need to make sure that we don't see all the spikes as it is, predicted or anticipated. Let's not let it happen, but it takes the collective committed work of everybody in the community.
Posadas did not have any information on how the man may have contracted coronavirus. Staying with the healthcare beat, the Department of Corrections is waiting for guidance from Public Health as a second Department of Corrections officer has tested positive. Of the recent 16 individuals testing positive for COVID-19, one is a female who is assigned to the women's unit at the DOC facility in Mingilao. Now, according to DOC spokesman Major Anton Uggan, she was not feeling well and was told not to report to work on June 24th in order to receive a test. DOC staff was informed of the positive result yesterday at 4 in the afternoon, and since then, Public Health has started contact tracing at the prison. Uggan says the prison is still following visitation restrictions.
This is our second officer that has tested positive, right? From the beginning, we have put strict protocols in place. We anticipated that something like this will happen, right? And that's why our strict protocols were in place regarding no visitation and the wearing of the mask and the temperature check, and the person try to enforce social distancing amongst even the staff and the inmates as best we can.
Uggan does confirm that 20 female inmates are housed in that aforementioned unit. At this time, other personnel and inmates have not been tested as a result of the second COVID-confirmed case. Well, in line with guidance from the Department of Defense and recent orders for service members on Guam and in the Marines, Coast Guard, and U.S. Navy, the Guam National Guard is following suit. Here's Public Affairs Officer Mark Scott.
It's a prohibition for all of our full-time support staff, our uniformed folks, from entering establishments, sit-down restaurants, and bars, just to keep us in the fight and to ensure that we can continue our mission.
The prohibition is in effect until July the 5th. For the time being, Scott confirms that all Joint Member Task Force members have been tested for COVID-19 in the past week, and results all turned negative. More from this story now, as the Physicians Advisory Group is currently engaging in discussions for returning residents to test out-of-home quarantine. A part of the reason, according to group member Dr. Hoa Nguyen, is that many residents who are on home quarantine simply are not staying home.
A lot of heated debate in the PAC group to try to move this thing forward. We have several weeks to try to work this thing out, but we really need to somehow, because we have the testing capacity, not like we have unlimited testing capacity, but we have enough to roll out this thing as a program to see if it works, to make sure that the home quarantine at least gets tested. Mm-hmm. You know, because right now I tell you, people are going out when they are supposed to be home quarantine.
The good doctor says they're looking at possibly launching the Test Out program in August. He adds, though, the cost of the test would have to be paid by the returning resident directly. As for an update on those currently in government quarantine facilities, Dr. Nguyen says Public Health is planning to test those passengers over the weekend. In other island news headlines tonight, the island-wide cleanup event scheduled for Saturday has also been postponed until further notice. This was after last night's reported spike of new COVID-positive cases. Now, the cleanup was meant to precede the reopening of the tourism economy on July the 1st. Island Beautification Task Force Chairman Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio said they postponed the Give Us a Moment Island Pride Beautification event out of concern for the health and safety of local residents. Tenorio says it will be rescheduled to a later and much safer time.
What I would like to encourage you to do instead is clean up around your home. If you're by yourself, you happen to see some trash in the public right away and you're able to pick it up, do that. But most importantly, you need to go and take care of yourself and contain the risk of spread. Wash those hands, wear that mask, and really protect your families.
Free COVID testing is scheduled for Tuesday morning in Mingilao. The Lieutenant Governor says additional sites will be announced soon. And also, this just into the newsroom a few moments ago, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's legal counsel has tendered his resignation. Adelu Press Secretary Crystal Paco San confirms that attorney Haig Huen's resignation was effective at the close of business today. KUAM News has learned that he will be replaced by attorney Leslie Travis from the Seville and Tang law firm. Now, Huen, you may recall, took over the lead of the controversial procurement of the first round of government quarantine facilities, with the governor saying she instructed him to take over the procurement because Guam Homeland Security Advisor Tim Uggan was not moving fast enough. The Department of Administration paid invoices to local hotels used for quarantine facilities, despite the fact that there were no signed contracts. Attorney Haig, during an oversight hearing, said that during a public health emergency, the governor has special powers to suspend certain laws that would prevent, hinder, or delay necessary action to respond. As for the reason why he resigned, San Agustin says because of, quote, opportunities in the private sector. Also tonight, the woman who's been leading Guam's COVID-19 response, Public Health Director Linda DeNorsi, is retiring effective next week, Friday. In a statement, the governor praised DeNorsi's more than 34 years of public service, saying, quote, "She's been committed, extremely competent, and dedicated to the health of our people. COVID-19, she continues to write, has forced each of us to hold even closer to those we love. Linda's sense of urgency, her experience, and successes have benefited not just her agency, but the community as a whole. If anyone has earned the right to rest, it is Linda," the governor writes. "She'll be missed, and we greatly appreciate her service." DeNorsi's retirement follows 3 other high-profile Leon Guerrero administration departures in recent weeks. You may recall former Chief of Staff Tony Babauta, the former president of the Guam Visitors Bureau, Pilar Laguatnia, and Tom Atta, who just this week resigned as former airport executive manager. Well, the higher court has denied Mark Torrey Jr.'s petition for a writ to command the Superior Court vacate their decision denying the dismissal of his case with prejudice. An amended indictment charged Torrey with aggravated assault and negligent homicide for the 2015 fatal shooting of fellow police officer Bert Piolo. Defense counsel Jay Arreola argued his client's right to a speedy trial were violated throughout the course of the government's second trial of his case. According to the decision and order documents in the Supreme Court, finds the lower court acted in good faith and the trial clock commenced on January 10th. Further finding, the defense's motion to dismiss told the speedy trial clock and resulted in the 95 days elapsed between his arraignment and the beginning of trial. Elsewhere in the government, Airport Deputy Executive Manager John Kinata was approved by the board as its new executive manager. He's a former senator, as you know, a former Guam Customs Director, and an officer with the Guam National Guard. Now, as I mentioned, he replaces Tom Atta, another former senator who abruptly resigned earlier this week. The board also approved the hiring of Dr. Ricky Hernandez as the new deputy director. Hernandez is currently deputy administrator of GITA. He also previously served as the director of the Office of Finance and Budget, with the board additionally approving a 2-year legal services contract for the Calvo Fisher law firm with 3 one-year options not to exceed 5 years. Well, more unemployment benefits are in the system and ready to be released.
Batched our second round, and it is sent to DOA about $36 million worth of claims that will cover the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of June. It will take a few days for that batch file to get to the banks.
That, of course, our friend Labor Director David Della Sola, who says you should receive your payments early next week. With the second batch, a total of $78.3 million will be paid out, with $6.3 million going towards taxes. Well, he hoped to have the contract signed by today, but Acting Parks and Rec Director Jess Garcia says it now appears the bid for hardened shelters for the island's homeless may have to go back for revisions.
I'm not too sure we can put the package actually fully together today. So we're going to see what...
so we're looking at putting together another package?
I don't know yet, because that's why I'm saying it's difficult, because there's things. So if we award for a building, so who's going to manage the building? Do we have people to manage it? Is it going to be an agency? Is it going to be... It's really hard, Sabrina. It's not a easy thing to deal with this issue that we're dealing with, the homeless.
Yeah, right? I only ask this because it just sounded like we already had thought about this, because yes. Why would we say that we're so close?
So they were planning stuff, so as we discussed the issues, there's things that happen, right? So they're saying, if we do this, we have to have this in place.
Talks for a homeless shelter by the administration have been ongoing for months, but nothing has yet to materialize. Please stay tuned, everybody. Primetime will continue right after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
We are open to serve you at Cars Plus Guam. Need a quick service for your vehicle? Visit our express lane at Cars Plus. Done fast, done right. No appointment needed. Our service team is dedicated to helping you get your vehicle in and out of the shop and back on the road quickly and securely. Simply drop off your vehicle at our express lane driveway, and one of our service advisors will take care of it. Need a ride? Not to worry. We have a shuttle vehicle ready to drop you back home and pick you up when your vehicle is ready. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit us today. We are open to serve you.
While we've all been through a lot over the years,
typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19,
we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years,
KUAM Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
and the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
Hold up, stop.
What?
You sure you want to do this? Because once you take that bite, there's no turning back to breakfast like this. Nope. Or this. Ooh. Or this.
Wow.
It's time to change your life. For breakfast. With freshly prepared, buttery, crispy McChicken biscuits and savory sweet chicken McGriddles. Now at McDonald's nationwide. Wake up breakfast.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
We got a story for you now about a hit and run on Guam's finest's own grounds. Earlier this week, GPD launched an aggravated assault on a police officer complaint that occurred at the Central Precinct Command over in Sinania. Adriana Cotero has this story.
This particular investigation is very unique. In my time in the Guam Police Department, this is very, I want to say this is one of my first encounters with this type of incident where, I can rightfully say that the intent was really, from my perspective, is to cause harm to, bodily harm to another individual.
Those individuals being police officers. Guam Police Department spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapao telling KUAM there were precursors that attributed to the hit-and-run crash at the Central Precinct Command.
Consider this like a chain event. One, we have our precursor as to why the vehicle was there, the purpose. Then we have the, it caused a reaction into the officers. And of course, the crash in itself. So, these are the full totality of the circumstances.
According to preliminary police reports, around 10:18 a.m. on Wednesday, June 24th, a person arrived at the precinct to make a stalking complaint against their estranged boyfriend. Sergeant Tapao says the victim flagged down a cop car when a blue BMW accelerated toward them and struck the cop car. Then, while fleeing the scene, the BMW collided with the Toyota Highlander.
There's multiple victims here, It's unfortunate that a family that was motoring on Route 4 was, they became, circumstances of the event, and it was really, it could have been, being a crash investigator, there could have been some serious injuries.
Sergeant Tapao says they are actively pursuing two investigations, a hit-and-run crash and an aggravated assault on police officers. As we reported, the two police officers were rushed to the hospital and are currently recovering. The BMW was last seen by witnesses entering Sinahanya village. A person of interest has been identified. This case is ongoing. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
And we do have some very tragic news to pass along to you now, as a 32-year-old woman that was pulled from the waters behind the Hagatna Marina dry dock has passed away. Yesterday, just before 4:30 p.m., a rescue unit from GFD pulled the victim out, with fire department spokesperson Kevin Riley saying CPR and advanced life support interventions were performed while medics transported the victim up the hill to Naval Hospital in Nagana Heights. Her death is the sixth water-related fatality of 2020, and investigation remains ongoing. In other news tonight, Chief Judge Francis Tadienko Gatewood granted the Archdiocese motion for an injunction in their bankruptcy case. Arguments were heard from counsels representing the Archdiocese and SBA. As stated in court, through CARES Act funding, the Archdiocese is able to receive federal money, and with these dollars, plans to pay off debt, including money owed to employees. Although in order to apply for the funding, the court had to allow for the Archdiocese relief. SBA objected the motion, and attorney Martin saying, "I trust in the good faith of the Archdiocese, but do not trust in all debtors." Ultimately, the court granted the injunction, with the SBA making an oral appeal that's expected to be filed in the coming days. To election headlines, the Guam Election Commission submitted to the legislature a $1.8 million budget for fiscal year 2021, including the cost for this upcoming fall's general election. GEC Executive Manager Maria Pangilinan said it includes costs for 14 full-time staffers who do election-related work. She also mentioned that the office received $600,000 under the CARES Act in April to purchase thermometers and rent, along with additional space to mitigate the risks of COVID-19. Senator Joe San Agustin noted the importance of the GEC's full access to their own appropriations, saying, quote, "Nobody should be putting in the pot that belong to the Commission to protect our voting rights and voting privileges. His fellow senators also discussed a new normal for voters who might also be able to vote curbside. In regional news, even amid the pandemic, disability community advocates continued their mission in the CNMI to protect human, civil, and legal rights. Here's more now from Saipan.
Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Inc. Program Manager Greg Borja and the team of 10 staff are working to ensure protections are in place amid COVID-19.
Part of our role is to monitor facilities in which services are being provided for people with disabilities. This includes like the psychiatric unit at the hospital. And with the whole what's going on at the hospital, we haven't really been able to get in there to meet with the folks to make sure that nothing's negative is going on with them, although we are making calls up to the unit to speak with the inpatients that we do know of.
The local nonprofit focuses on disability rights law. They recently resumed non-contact visitations with their clients at the Department of Corrections.
Some of the services are limited in getting the inmates and whatnot with disabilities up to the hospital or to get the healthcare services they may need.
Their staff work to monitor the treatment of individuals with disabilities brought to those facilities, ensuring there's no abuse or neglect. Hospital CEO Esther Munoz says social workers are in close collaboration.
To ask for their assistance to help out with a client that may have difficulty, for example, right after they're discharged from the hospital, what can we do, what other services that they have.
Looking ahead, they're also working on plans for when schools reopen.
In terms of getting access to the special education services that are kind of mandated through their individualized education plans. And so that's where our staff is currently working all via Zoom with school administrators, contact teachers at the various schools.
Access to services remains at the forefront. Tomas Manglotnia for KUAM News on Saipan.
Please do stay tuned, because when we come back, we congratulate and celebrate the graduates of 2020.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
For the safety of our customers and our associates, we wipe down our areas and continuously we wipe down after each customer.
For safe social distancing, we also added 6 feet space markers.
King's Restaurants are still cooking up your favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinner plates and have them available for carryout and delivery. Call them in Tamuning at 647-5464 or in Dedito at 637-5464 and order for carryout. For delivery, please download the free Grab and Grub app and follow the instructions to get King's delivered to your door. Be safe and stay healthy until we see each other again at King's.
What does a brilliant cut mean to me? It means consistent quality. Right across the age expressions. We never compromise on quality and flavour.
It's also the very particular cut of spirit we take to fill our barrels. Tasting it today is just as exciting as the first time I tasted it. That is the brilliant cut.
We continue to celebrate this year's graduating seniors, the extra special class of 2020.
Head of the Class 2020 is brought to you by Guam Community College and ABC Stores. Today we're congratulating a lot of graduates, starting with Jonathan Dancel from JFK High School. Jonathan, we want to say we are proud of your accomplishments. You have grown into a fine young man. Be true to yourself, and we'll know that you'll be successful in whatever you do. Love, Mom, Dad, Stephanie, and Jessica. Also congratulating Joseph Paul Munya from GW. We are so proud of you, son. Continue to shoot for the stars. We love you, Dad, Mom, and family. Kiana Tyron Rivera graduating from JFK. Congratulations, Kiana. We are proud of the woman you've become. We thank the Lord above for you and all you've become. God bless you. We love you, and congratulations on your well-deserved success. Love, Mom, Dad, Koa, Vanessa, Kaela, Caden, Kayla, and Grandma. And from Teedson High School, Georgianne Cruz Karamias. Congratulations to my sister. Take pride on how far you've come and faith on how far you can go. Your mama and Grams would be so proud. Love you, Bula Gorgonzola. Tamerlyn Adriana graduating from Augusta Johnston Middle School, moving on up to high school. Congratulations on completing this milestone. Goodbye to middle school and off to high school at Academy of Our Lady of Guam. We are proud of you. Continue to believe in yourself. We love you. And last but not least, Justin J. Valencia Cruz graduating from Southern High School. Congratulations on your high school graduation, Justin. May God guide you and bless you on your new journey ahead. We love you, Grandma Cruz and family. And that's your Head of the Class 2020 for today. Brought to you as always by Guam Community College and ABC Stores.
We've got shout outs to our stellar and stupendous seniors every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure to tune in and stay tuned because birthdays are coming up after this.
Half a day. The Census of Guam effort has resumed, so let's all take the time to respond. We count on federal funds in times of need and so much more. Please do your part so we can continue to receive this help. Call the number on your notice of visit to schedule an interview on the phone, in person, at home, or at your village census center. We only get this chance every 10 years, so let's come together and shape our future.
Here now is our very own Pete Anderson's favorite segment. It's our birthday shout-outs. Happy birthday to Javen Tyron. Happy birthday number 9 to my baby boy. Although you're getting bigger and bigger, you will always be my baby in heart. Say Mom, Dad, Sean, and Isaiah. Pete Tyron, happy birthday to you too. That's a great day to be from the Tyron family. To my son Pete with love coming from Preston, Laya, loving wife and family. Enjoy your day. Also, happy birthday to Patricia Kinata, who turns 80 today. With love from your families in Guam, Hawaii, California, Colorado Springs, and Idaho. And happy belated birthday wishes to Julie Duenas, born on the 19th. Happy belated birthday, Mom and Grandma. We love you. Now remember, as always, if you would like to register for the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, all you got to do is go to KUAM.com. It's easy, free, and will be the most rewarding thing you can do. And as a bonus, you could possibly win a ice cream cake courtesy of Cold Stone Creamery, which is what we do today because it's Friday. Complete pickley at random. This week's winner is Kainoa Cruz, who was born on June the 23rd. And Kainoa and his family are going to be super happy because they get an ice cream cake. And we will be in touch with you to let you know how you can redeem your prize. Congratulations. Happy birthday once again. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Chris Barnett. I hope you guys are ready for another Stay Home edition of Live Local Fridays.